So we started Collibra 7 years ago, right out of university. So we had very little industry experience, so it took us a while to kind of really understand what people needed. So let's say finding that product market fit has been really important. And the last 3 years since we really found that, we've been growing like crazy. And you really feel when you find it, it changed everything. And you start growing really, really quickly. So I think product market fit is the first. So the way I think about it is first thought leadership based on product market fit, then product leadership, and then once you have that, you can really scale in a very disciplined way to market leadership. But you gotta do it in that order. If you do it too quickly, you're gonna lose a lot of money because you won't be able to sell, you're gonna hire salespeople, they won't perform and so forth. So you gotta be in a way disciplined to do it like that. And it's not so easy because you don't necessarily know when you're reaching a certain stage. It's never like a binary thing, like a black and white. That's a challenge. But you do feel it in the way you interact with customers, how perceptive they are to what you're doing, how much money they want to pay for the product and so forth. So you do feel it. So as an engineer by training, I think that's the one thing I underestimated the most, but it's absolutely the key thing. People make the difference, you can't do it alone. It starts with your co-founders, which are probably the most important hire, if you will, not hire, but the most important people. Getting that right, and then just the people you hire, the culture you make, the first 10, 20 hires really make the rest of the culture of the company. So it's absolutely critical. It's not easy because you're not necessarily aware or conscious about it, at least I wasn't. But now as we're growing to even more towards 100 people, it remains very, very important to get the right people on board to continue to scale. Otherwise you have to start micromanaging and that doesn't work. I think it was really a part of the vision right from the start. Because I think the good thing of starting in Belgium is that the home market is just so small that you're almost obliged to go abroad. We started just going to the US, but in a very efficient way, very capital efficient way, very cheap. I think you absolutely can do that. We only moved when we had a couple of customers in the US, but that was absolutely critical. I think depending on what you do, the US is still the biggest market, and in our case, moving to the US was the best decision. And not an easy one, but definitely the best one. That's a good question. I think nature is important, and I think everybody will have their own kind of way with coping. But having people that support you, that understand what you're doing, what you're going through, definitely helps. The other thing I think helps is because there's so much chaos and complexity and stress in the work, the more peacefulness you can find in your personal life, the easier that makes it. So that's a personal recommendation. I like it a lot. There's clearly a lot of energy, which is great. Great mix of people, lots of energy, so I like it a lot. Yeah.